So hey everyone, welcome to the second section in the course. So in this project, we have already gone ahead and looked at our code, cloned our code from the GitHub repository after installing Git onto our local development machine. So in this section, what we are going to look at is we are going to go ahead and install Java and Maven onto our development machine. And then we are going to go ahead and execute a command called as Maven Install or even Maven Package, which is going to get our jar file by looking at our code's pom.xml and looking at the artifact type that we have mentioned over there. And it's also going to go ahead and install all of our dependencies. Okay. So I hope you are following along from the previous section. So you should already be logged into the EC2 instance, which is your local development machine. And then you should already be within the student folder where we have cloned all of our files. So if you take a look at that right now, we have all of our files into our local development machine after cloning this. So if I just say git status, you should be able to see the respective status in regards to which branch you are on right now in that respective repository. So if all these things are fine, all these things are good to go. Our Amazon Linux AMI machine already has a pre-built version of Java already installed, which is nothing but, I think it's Java hyphen version rather than hyphen version. So it's already 1.7 that is installed into this machine by default from the Amazon Linux AMI, but we are not going to use this. We are going to go ahead and download the official JDK version of 1.8, and then we are going to use that. Okay. So let's get started by installing Java. And then the second step would be to set our environment variables in order to detect Java. And the third step would be to go ahead and install Maven and then check Maven's version and see that it's able to pick up both Java and Maven. Okay. So Maven over here is going to be our build tool. Another build tool in the market that is very famous is Gradle. So for right now, we are going to stick to Maven in order to build our artifacts, in order to install all of our dependencies and do dependency management and so on. Okay. So let me clear my screen and let's get started installing Java. So we are going to download the official version of Java, which is from the Oracle repository itself, OpenJDK 1.8. Sorry, not OpenJDK, it's official Oracle JDK 1.8. Let's just wait for a moment. Cool, the official version has been downloaded. So next thing that we would like to do is we would like to go ahead and use the command yminstall-y command in order to install the file. So once it has installed Java, the way that we would go ahead and check for the version of Java that we are working with is Java-version. And this should print out 1.8 for us. But in order for Maven to pick up Java's version that we are working with, we have to go ahead and set it into our environment variable. So the first thing that we are going to do is open up our .bash rc file, where we can go ahead and export certain environment variables and set them over here. So use the I key in order to go ahead into insert mode in your VI editor, and then go ahead and export two commands over here, which is going to allow us to go ahead and expose Java that is installed as an environment variable onto the path. So right now Java is installed into the user Java directory. So we are going to export these two, add these two lines over here, export the Java as environment home variable, quit and save that file, and then go ahead and execute the command, which is nothing but to load our configuration that we wrote right now. It's by loading it by using the source command, source /.bash rc. So once you do this, now Maven will be able to pick up Java's version. So the next thing that we have to do is go ahead and install Maven onto this EC2 instance, which is nothing but our local development environment. So let's go ahead and get Maven installed. So all these commands that I'm putting right now, all these commands are all present in the resources section of this lecture. So the way that we would go ahead and install Maven is by going ahead and using this command, which is yum install apache maven. So once Maven is installed, the way that we would verify whether Maven is installed properly or not, let me clear my screen, is by using the command mvn version. And now you should be able to see that Maven version 3.5.2 is installed. And it has also picked up the Java version, which is 1.8.0. So the next thing that we are going to do is go ahead and execute a specific command from within our student directory. So if you see right now, we can in fact go ahead and delete this RPM file. We don't need it right now. So let's go ahead and also delete this file, rm-rf. Let's go ahead and install this file. Remove this file. Okay. So that's not needed. Okay, cool. So now what we are going to do right now is execute one Maven goal. which is going to go ahead and take a look at all of our dependencies within our pom.xml file, install all of those dependencies, and then go ahead and get our target directory, which has our jar file. So let's go ahead and execute the Maven install command or mvn install, and ensure that you do this mvn install command from the root of the directory, which is nothing but your student directory. So let's go ahead and execute this command, and fingers crossed, hope it detects the JDK and it works. So it's installing all of the dependencies from the pom.xml file, and it should say build successful at the end. Let's wait and see. So all these dependencies will be installed only once, and not each and every time that you do it. All these dependencies are going to go into the .mvn folder. So the difference between the mvn install and the mvn package command is that mvn install just goes ahead and directly installs all of the dependencies and gets our jar file ready. But mvn package goes ahead and clears the target directory and then goes ahead and executes Maven install. So Maven package is nothing but Maven clean plus Maven install, but Maven install is nothing but just Maven install. Okay. So now you can see that our build is successful. So now let's take a look at the directory that has been created, and I'm pretty much hoping that there should be a target directory. Cool. So we do have a target directory. Let's go within the target directory. Let's do an ls. So you see that we have our jar file over here. This is amazing, right? So now you know as to how to go ahead and clone your repository from GitHub, and then go ahead and install Java and Maven onto your local development machine, which is nothing but your EC2 instance. And then go ahead and execute a Maven goal, which is Maven install, and then get our jar file. But now in the next section, what we are going to do is we are going to modify our code a little bit in order to add the database endpoints in terms of our RDS database endpoint, and also the database username and the password. And then we are also going to go ahead and execute the Maven package command once more, or the Maven install command once more, after updating our code. So I just wanted to show you like how to do it first before going ahead and creating a database on the RDS side. So I wanted to show you as to how to install Java and Maven. So in the next section, what we will do is we will go ahead and install the database, or probably create the database in Amazon RDS. And after doing that, we will come back to the same code and we'll modify a specific file. So I'll show you that specific file right now as to what we are going to modify. So let's go within, let's go directory back, and let's go into the source directory. Let me type ls. Let's go into the main directory. And within the resources directory, we have a specific file called as application.properties. So in this file right now, you can see that we need to go ahead and add our database endpoint. We need to also add the database password. And once we are done with that, then we will go ahead and execute Maven install once more in order to go ahead and get our latest jar file updated with all of our code modifications. And then we will test our connectivity between this EC2 instance and our RDS database. And then we should be set to go. Okay. So I hope you got a good idea as to how to go ahead and clone your repository from GitHub. Go ahead and install Java, set your environment variables right, and then go ahead and install Maven. So follow all the commands that are part of the resources section of this course so that you get a clear idea as to how to do it. And please do follow along with the next set of lectures so that you get the entire project set up and working. Okay. So thank you guys, and I'll catch you in the next section.